Good morning, Elon. It's Thursday, April 9th.
Shalom! On today's show, we'll teach you a little about Passover and help you keep kosher.
Tax day is coming up, so we have accounting major Julia Albright in the studio to help you manage your money.
And get ready to get moving. Elon-thon is this weekend, so we have some morale dancers to help keep us on our feet.
Good morning, Elon. I'm Paige Peroso.
And I'm Ashley Mietrich. It's April 9th, and with some dancing, food, tips on your taxes, it's going to be a fun show today.
It's going to be exciting. But first, let's see what's happening around Elon and the country with our Brianna Eck.
Thanks, Paige. Making headlines around the country today. After almost 2 years, the court found Johar Tsarnaev guilty of all 30 counts in the Boston Marathon bombing that occurred April of 2013. 17 of these counts could send him to death row. The trial will resume early next week as the jury will have to decide whether Tsarnaev will be given the death penalty. Tsarnaev's defense strategy is arguing that he was influenced by his older brother, who was killed by law enforcement during his getaway attempt. A little closer to home, if, like most college students, you like to keep some healthy snacks in your fridge, you might want to check on that Sabra hummus. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the Sabra Dipping Company is recalling 30,000 cases of hummus due to possible contamination with listeria. The recall is voluntary and no illnesses have been reported thus far. And sadly, Elon sophomore Lowell Oakley ended his run on NBC's The Voice last night after making it to the top 20. Oakley's old-school jazz rendition of Duke Ellington's Don't Get Around Much Anymore got the judges' attention in the blind auditions, earning him a spot on Team Pharrell. Well, that's all the news I have for you this morning. Back to you, Paige.
Thanks, Bree. Now, the last weekend was Easter, but another holiday started as well. With only 10% of the Elon population being Jewish, you might not have known that Passover started Friday at sundown and continues until Saturday at sundown. Here in the studio, we have Ariel Middleman, Hillel's Religion and Spiritual Life Chair, to speak about the holiday you may not be familiar with. Thank you for coming in the show today. So what exactly is Passover?
Passover is a holiday that we kind of remember becoming free from Egypt and becoming like the Jewish people.
Okay, and a lot of my friends went to home or they went to Hillel Seder. So what exactly is Seder? Because I've really never heard of it before.
A Seder is a gathering of friends and family. Here at Elon, we did it in McKinnon. We had about 150 student, faculty, family, and we go around and we just remember our life and how we became free.
Okay, and what are some traditions that come with Seder or just Passover in general? It is a full week, so what are some things that you guys do?
So with Passover, you have 8 days of no eating bread. Some traditions, people do not eat corn, so corn syrup isn't a lot of food. So you eat something that's called matzah, which is unleavened bread.
I think we're going to try that soon, coming in the show.
Yes, so you will eat that throughout the week. I know at Hillel we have food all through the week, starting for breakfast, and we have a dinner every single day.
I feel like not eating bread, which I kind of know the history of, is but that would be really hard for students on campus. So do you find that challenging to keep kosher for Passover?
It can be hard, but Hillel makes it very easy with the accessibility of the house, as well as...
Are there meals all week for you guys?
Yeah, there's meals. There's at least 2 a day, and then students can go in. There's food all the time, so if people want to go in and just cook when they have time between classes, that's an opportunity as well.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for telling us a little more about the history. But now we're going to see our college cooking, which is a Passover edition with our Jonathan Winston and Eric Halperin. Let's check it out.
Good morning and welcome to College Cooking. I'm Eric Halperin.
And I'm Jonathan Winston. This week is Passover, so we decided to make an easy recipe for college students who are trying to keep kosher at Passover.
And so today we are making matzah brie. So I'm going to start over here by cracking these eggs and whisking them with a little bit of salt.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, Eric, I'm going to get our matzah ready. So here I have this bowl of warm water, and I'm going to take just 2 pieces of matzah, crumble it up into little pieces, and just get it nice and wet. Now the trick is you don't want it too wet, you just want it to be, moist, but not too soggy. Now this matzah got pretty wet, so I'm going to go ahead and dump out the water, and so we can pour the eggs in there.
And I'll be done whisking when you're back over here. I've actually never had matzo brie before, so.
Really?
Right.
So now the matzah's wet, we're gonna go ahead and pour this, pour the eggs right in there. Go ahead and give them a pour.
And there we go. Let's mix that up.
And now we just mix it up.
All right, so now that we're done mixing up these ingredients, we're gonna pour them into the pan and cook it just like scrambled eggs.
I just put some butter in this pan. We're just gonna pour it in there, just like scrambled eggs. All right, well now that's all finished, we put some on plates.
I can't believe how easy that was, Jonathan.
So easy to make. That's why it's such a great recipe for us. And my family loves cinnamon, so I'm gonna
Let's give that a try then.
Let's go and give it a try. Eric, cheers.
Cheers. That's really good.
That's great. Well, that's all the time we have over here in the Mosley kitchen.
We can't wait to bring this to you guys in the studio.
All right, we have our Eric Halpern and Jonathan Winston here in the studio, and they brought us some to the studio. So we have the toppings. So can you tell us, like, what are the toppings? Like, well, why should we add them? I don't know.
Well, so I know
Maybe
Jonathan.
just go ahead and try it.
I know Jonathan has a favorite.
Yeah, my mom loves cinnamon for some reason.
I feel
so
like I've never
always put it
had this
on.
stuff on eggs before. Usually, like, it's a pancake or
Yeah.
toast kind of thing.
It's kind of like a.
Pancakes are out of the question.
It's interesting.
I know.
Honey is my favorite topping.
Well, here,
A lot
I'm
of
gonna
people
put
do
some
syrup.
cinnamon.
I think I'm with Jonathan.
I
I'm gonna
I'll
splash
try to
it.
steer. I'll try to
recommend the
steer it
syrup.
for you.
This is like a kosher.
Hey, you can
French
never
toast
have
type
too
thing.
much. Yes, take a try,
All right,
Ashley.
All right.
We'll
Okay,
switch
we're
it up.
switching.
Okay.
See what you think.
Let's see. Ooh, it
So it's
smells
eggs.
good.
There's like some. I've had matzo
Eggs and
before.
matzo.
I'm gonna get a little bit of everything. All right.
It's like some Jewish French toast.
Okay.
Not
I
bad,
was
right?
a little scared about going. Well, I don't need to go kosher, but like I was like, that's hard. But this makes it a little easier. It's pretty
there are
good.
some other things to
Yeah,
eat
what are
throughout
some
the
other
week,
kosher
like,
foods that you guys
a lot of
eat?
times for lunch, I'll sprinkle some pizza sauce on matzo, then some cheese on top for some matzo pizza.
Okay.
chocolate
So you can
covered
use matzo
matzo.
for a lot of different foods.
Yeah.
Kind of as a base for it.
Sandwiches, ham and cheese sandwiches,
Okay.
chocolate covered matzo,
So it's
garlic
not.
matzo.
You have just had to think of other ways.
Yeah,
to use it.
Exactly.
Just, you know,
Lots
something
of fruits and
traditional.
vegetables too.
It's good. Healthy week for you all.
And they also
wanna
make
try
a
the
lot,
cinnamon?
Yeah, I'll try
Try
it.
the cinnamon. They also make a lot of like kosher
You should try
cakes,
that.
like crumb cake and
Should
marble
I?
cake.
I'm not a honey. So honey,
really good.
honey and cinnamon are kosher too. I'm assuming because
Yes.
you put it on top. Great. Okay.
I like the cinnamon better. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gosh,
I'm sorry.
honey's my
Looks like
favorite.
my family
so.
wins. What can I say?
And until when are you guys going kosher?
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Saturday night. Okay.
We're almost there.
We're gonna have like a
Pizza or
big
something?
pizza waiting
You know
for
what
you.
food you guys want to like eat
I'm
after?
gonna have a big cheeseburger and French fries.
Okay, good stuff. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing this delicious meal. But we're gonna move on because everyone knows the saying, April showers bring May flowers. Well, our Michelle Alfini is in downtown Elon to tell us if there's any chance of sunshine in the near future. Michelle?
It's not gonna work. That was quick.
Doesn't look like we're going to see much sun today, but the thunder showers haven't started just yet. They're not expected until this afternoon. But once they start, they're expected to last all day. At least we have warmer weather now. Today we have a high of 79 with a low of 64. If you take a look at our Phoenix 5-day forecast, we can expect more rain tomorrow, but the temperatures are going to be a little warmer. We'll have lows in the 80s and highs in the 50s. If you're dancing in the gym all night for Elanthon, you won't be missing much. Those showers are supposed to last all night. But on Saturday, the skies should clear up and we should see some sunshine with a high of 71 and a low of 46. But on Monday, that should continue. We'll have some partly cloudy skies and highs in the mid-70s and lows in the 50s. And rounding out the week, we have a chance of showers again with highs in the 70s and lows in the 50s. But as most of us have learned by now, North Carolina weather can be quite temperamental. So I would keep that umbrella on your side all week long. Ashley and Paige, back to you.
Thanks, Michelle. Now, if you ever find yourself wanting to get off campus but don't know where to go, our Brooke Wibag is in the studio with an app that will help you find something fun to do this weekend.
Thanks, Paige. If you're feeling ready to get off campus, check out a new app called Offline. It's an insider's guide to what's going on around you. Here at Elon, Offline shows events in Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and Charlotte. So here's how it works. After selecting where you're headed this weekend, you can see what's going on nearby. The app will show events of all different categories, including Brews with Views, coffee, music events, and more. You can browse the different categories and bookmark the one you're interested in attending. Then on your profile on the app, it will show you all the places you bookmarked so you remember everywhere that you want to go. Now the Pulse tab will give you events of different categories going on around you all in the next few days. This page will introduce you to events, help you learn more about them. You can even search for events using specific tags such as #coffee, and it will show you all the coffee places you can go. That's all I have for this morning's App of the Week. Paige and Ashley, back to you.
We're going to have to download that and find some kosher places
There you
for
go.
John and Eric.
And there's so many events going around the cities around us. I feel like I always miss them. So
I know.
I'm very
Elon
excited
bubble,
for this
gotta
app.
get out of it.
Exactly.
That's the app for it.
Now the Olympics might not be for another year, but after the break, we'll show you that the Olympics actually are here in Burlington.
And April 15th, or Tax Day, before you know it, it's coming up. And we're going to show you how to some valuable tax skills right after the break.
For many years, it's been called the furniture capital of the world, but you might not know that it is home to the world's largest chest of drawers. The original set was built in 1925 and housed the Chamber of Commerce until the 1950s, which is when it was moved to its current location today. In 1996, architect Sid Linger took on the task of renovating the attraction and made it to the 36-foot facade that stands today. High Point executive Melody Burnett believes the current spot is the perfect home for the attraction and hopes a stronger online presence will attract more tourists.
Most of the people come here to High Point to furniture shop, so a lot of times they may find that information on our website or through our visitor guide, and it might be an afterthought. Oh, while we're here furniture shopping, let's start at the world's largest chest of drawers. As popular as Instagram is, all it takes is one photo and people are like, oh, what is that? I've got to go there. So yes, High Point has had a wealth of visitors looking for that type of attraction for landmark destinations.
April 15th might just feel like another day, but it's tax day. We have Jenna Albright, an accounting major, here with us to give us some tax tips, if you will. So I'm a little bit unfamiliar with the tax process, mainly because I'm not really making much money. So I know college students, we're clearly spending more than we're making because of tuition and things, but why is tax day still important to us?
Okay, yeah, I completely understand. Well, one thing is you just said that we're not making as much, and then you're saying we're spending it. Well, there's one thing that you don't want to be stuck in, and that's when you're in debt. So the best way to do is to start your taxes early, even in January, because you have that whole busy season starting from January to April, and you don't want to get stuck in, let's say, like April 1st, and you're, oh my gosh, I owe all this money. So the best way is to look at all what you've spent on, and even the certain policies, and you can talk to a tax accountant or go through TurboTax, whatever. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned this a little bit. Now we're saying start in January. Well, today's April 9th, so for people like me who didn't follow your advice, what do you suggest? Do you know any programs that can kind of make this a little bit easier if we're last-minute tax doers like myself?
I mean, you can always call a CPA, but I mean, even talking to, there's some tax teachers here, or just an advisor in general. There's so many different programs. There's tax advisors everywhere from different corporations and just locally as well, maybe even local businesses.
Well, I know that I might need some more of your help after this, but thank you so much for coming to be here today and teaching us how to take care of those taxes. We're still more than a year away from the next Olympic Games, but right now Burlington has started its own kind of Olympics. Our Sky Cowans headed to the Country Club Lanes bowling alley to find out more.
83-year-old Billy Warren has been participating in the Alamance Burlington Senior Games for the past 8 years. And there's one sport that keeps him coming back.
Bowling is my favorite, yes.
And it's easy to tell why.
Yeah, I got about 4 strikes in the last game.
But bowling is just one of many events offered in the Senior Games. Others include track and field, cycling, swimming, and tennis. The games are open for participants over 50 years old and will be happening through May 14th.
It's great. It's great fun, great participation. you could ever expect that just want to have a good time and play. I think they absolutely love it. Some people do not see each other for a year, but they always look forward to seeing each other.
Billy says that's why he looks forward to the games each year.
I enjoy being with the people and all that, and it's a lot of fun.
I asked Billy for some bowling tips.
Third time's the charm. This is our last try.
Wait down and then it's roll right off your
It's a health and wellness program as well as a social program.
While both tennis and bowling are already over, participants can look forward to the rest of the games throughout the month. Sky Cowens, ELN Local News.
That makes me want to go bowling.
Yeah, you know, I was actually a champion bowler in the 2nd grade. I was bowler of the week. That's right. I'm not as good as Jane was.
She has a plaque on her wall in her room, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Still,
but I think
grade.
I'm just as good as Sky at this point, but it's all right.
Great. Now, have you caught up with the day's top social stories yet? After the break, John Curtis will update you on what's trending in the social center.
And after the break, we'll introduce you to George, who is jamming his way through a local farmer's market.
Now, the spring season is here, and for the Piedmont Triad Farmers Market in Colfax, that means business will start to pick up. But our Lauren Duncan found one man whose passions go further than what you would typically find at a farmer's market.
Walking through the market shops, you'll see plants and a variety of fruits and vegetables. But in the far corner, you'll find George Dare. And for the last 6 years, he says his customers have come back for more than just his products.
Well, these are people I know. We've got regular customers that come through here.
Jammin' George sells his homemade jam and his own photography. He says that they have been a part of his life for a long time.
It started as a hobby about 35 years ago, and after I retired, excuse me, and we moved here, I got very bored.
His jam flavors include exotic tastes such as mango, papaya, and dark chocolate raspberry. And his exotic photography reflects his travels on nearly every seacoast.
I've always enjoyed the sea, if you will, and scuba diving also became I have over 60,000 underwater slides.
But despite his life of travels, George says that he is happy to retire to the farmer's market.
It's the best thing I can think of doing is having my own business, our own business, and I make it all at home.
Lauren Duncan, ELN Local News.
Now, if you want to meet Jammin' George yourself or try the specialty jams, head on over to the Piedmont Triad Farmers Market. He's there every day except for Monday.
If you have used Snapchat on campus in the last 24 hours, you might have noticed a new setting. Snapchat added an ELN geotag, and since ELN means oak in Hebrew, the geotag is completed with an acorn. Our staff were early adopters and started sending out ELN snaps as soon as they could. Here is our sports director Justin Beagle letting everyone know about the geotag, our friends over at ELN Radio yesterday, and of course my beautiful co-anchor Paige Peroso is clearly excited about the geotag. I received that one myself.
Now, the ELN geotag may be trending in our area, but there's a lot more trending across the country. We have John Curtis in our social center and with what's going online. John?
Well, ladies, we all know that social media never sleeps, so I'm here to talk to you guys about what is trending. Now, just yesterday, Apple released its iOS 8.3 update, and with it came about 300 new emojis. Now, if you take a look here on my computer, you'll see that you can now share your support for 32 new countries with the additions of these new country flags. You will also be seeing some new faces as there are same-sex family emojis, and each person emoticon now comes with 6 different skin tones. All you have to do is hold it down, as you can see here. Now, there might be a lot of new emojis, but Taco Bell noticed that one emoji in particular was left out, the taco. Now, Taco Bell took to Twitter and they shared their frustration by actually creating a change.org petition to try and bring the taco emoji about. Taco Bell also recently announced that they are going to potentially start delivering their tacos to your front door sometime in the coming months. Now that's all I have for your social media update. Back to you, Paige and Ashley.
Did I hear a taco delivery?
Whoa,
What?
game changer.
Yeah.
If I can have tacos delivered to my door, I'm a happy woman.
I think it might be a problem, actually.
Yeah,
So
you become addicted. Do they know your name? They're like, you order tacos.
next they're going to put it on meal plan. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy, that'd be too much. All right, now ELN-thon is just hours away, so why not start dancing right now? The Morale Committee is teaching us some awesome dance moves coming up next.
ELN-thon is all about the kids, and it's also all about that big number reveal at the end of the 24-hour dance marathon. Here's a look at some of the other numbers that make up ELN-thon.
All right, so you guys are gonna come back.
40 minutes or 86,400 seconds. Almost 3,000 feet will be dancing to the beat of more than 300 songs. All to support the 22 Miracle Kids from Duke Children's Hospital in Durham. For those of you interested in charitable cardio, busting a move for 24 hours will burn more than 7,000 calories. This is the 13th ELN-thon, raising more than $1 million in the event's history. This year's dance marathon hasn't even started, but ELN-thon 2015 has already raised more than $30,000 with their 15K in a day campaign this past Tuesday. For you mathematicians out there, yep, that's more than double their goal. The funds this year are coming from more than 50 corporate sponsors and almost 1,400 registered dancers. And the one reason for all these numbers.
Now there might be a lot of numbers, but there's also a lot of dancing. And we have Morgan Fleming and Emma Kwiatkowski here in the studio with us to show us the morale dance. So what exactly is the morale dance?
Well, it's something to get the dancers to keep going through those 24 hours because they can be really hard. Standing hurts after a while. Even 12 hours can be hard. So our morale dance, we open up with it every shift, and we also teach everyone the dance throughout the shifts. So they can get as pumped as we are.
Yeah, I don't know if I could freestyle for 24 hours, so, you know, that's good that you guys have some pre-planned moves. All right, so you guys are gonna show us a few moves. All right, bust a move. I'll get out of your way.
Slam now, we got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Starships were meant to fly. Hands up and touch the sky. Can't stop 'cause we're so high. Let's do this one more time.
I think we might be able to handle that.
I'm so excited in the studio, so I'm sure it'll pump me up for ELN.
We're just not in the right footwear today, but this weekend
we'll
be there.
So much fun. So how many people are participating in 24 hours? That's a long time to be standing and up, and I'm sure you guys are doing 24 hours since you're on the team, but how many others, and is it like so hard?
It's not as hard as everyone says it is, especially if you come prepared. A lot of the things that we recommend doing is, bringing a change of socks, change of shoes. It's really helpful. Definitely drink a lot of water and Gatorade. You definitely want to make sure that you're rested before you go on.
Great.
All right, well, thank you so much for being here. That was so fun.
Definitely. Now, thank you guys for tuning into ELN Morning, and we hope you had as much fun as we did today.
Now, make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at ELN Morning.
We'll see you guys right back here in Studio A next Monday at 6 p.m. for ELN Local News.
Have a great weekend, ELN.